What's up, Starcraft fans? This video is brought to you by Lucerna Sempiternus, who is supporting me on Patreon. Pulse Cannon tier supporters or higher are guaranteed one content redemption per month. This month, he requested to do a solo Mutation Gauntlet challenge on Nexus Coop. Nexus Coop, of course, is the arcade game designed by the Chinese community. It is the same co-op missions, except you have redesigned and new commanders to play with. So let's go to it. Arcade, key in Nexus Coop. Double click this thing here. Once you're in the lobby, start game. For those who are unfamiliar with how my Mutation Gauntlet challenge works, I play the same map over and over again. I've chosen Scythe of Amon. And how this works is, every game I win, I add one new random mutator on top of all the mutators already existing. So for round 1, I'll add a random mutator here. Round 2, I'll add another one. Round 3, I'll add another one on top of those two. Round 4, I'll add another one on top of those 3. Round 5, if I reach there, I'll add another one on top of those 4. So the number of rounds I'm playing corresponds to the number of mutators I have added. So for the first game, I have gone for Nafash, modified Cerberus Queen. So she will have a lot of locust power by capturing these terminals. So Lucerna Sempiternus has allowed me to cast these games from replay, because I understand that a lot of people don't play Nexus Coop, so I will need to explain it carefully. But I myself am not that good at Nexus Coop, because their hotkeys are not modifiable. I have to play pretty much standard hotkeys, and the difficulty with that is my keyboard layout has my entire left hand on the right side of the keyboard, where all my control groups and all my hotkeys are on the same side. Whereas if I have to play on standard, I have to move my hand around to the left side and reach across, making it more difficult for me to control anything. Which is why I requested, and he agreed to just allow me to play these games on the on these games off recording, and then just record from replay. So round 1, Nafash. Map has been Scythe of Amon. Let's start. Okay, this map, Scythe of Amon, is the one where there are 5 Void Slivers on the map. This is based on the Legacy of the Void mission, The Host. If you're not familiar, the objective is to snipe the 5 Void Slivers. You will see them on the minimap as those little cross things. We have to destroy them. Once we destroy them, the rest of the slivers will have more shields, and they will also gain new powers. So you can see it on the map on the lower left. Destroy these 5 things right here, and we end the game in a victory. But I actually left the game early, because apparently Nexus Coop has a bunch of mutators here that I am not familiar with. And this is the first time I'm seeing this mutator right here, and I decided that, yeah, I'm not gonna play a game with a new mutator. Fortunately, Lucerna Sempiternus has allowed me to have 3 lives here. So I decided to use my lives on bad mutator rolls that I don't want to play against, and specifically those would be Polarity, Boombots, and the Nexus Coop mutations. So as much as possible, I want to play against the mutators I'm more familiar with and that you guys are more familiar with. So let's actually go to our second life. I've added a sort of strike system that you can see right there, so you can see when I've decided to use up one of my lives. So I'm on life 2 right now. I have 3 lives remaining, or I started with 3 lives and I lost 1. Now I'm on 2 lives remaining. Okay, as I was saying, so the objective of this map is to destroy the 5 Void Slivers on the map, and you can see the mutator we got here is called Twister. The Twisters will be on the map. They will throw our dudes around, and they will do a little bit of damage. This is more annoying than difficult, so I've decided to accept Twister as one of the mutators. I've also added the mutators on the right or on the left, so you can see them and figure out which ones I have active. So you can see I use this hive, the Cerberus hive, to use the activate terminal. So these terminals are pre-placed on the map when you have Nafash as one of your commanders. So you can see I'm trying to activate these Cerberus nodes, these terminals, and the way I activate them is sort of by like spreading creep. And you can spread creep via your Cerberus hive, activate these nodes within a certain range, and you can use the active nodes to activate the non-active nodes. So basically just spread the creep by activating these closed ones, these closed Cerberus nodes, using the open Cerberus nodes. So all I'm gonna do this game is activate these nodes. Attack wave's on the way. It's gonna hit me in the north side. You can see the red dot notifying me that there's an attack wave on the way. I have made myself a queen. The queen will be pretty important because the queen can sort of inject these nodes to have them spawn locusts. So my primary offense and defense will both be these Cerberus nodes, and how that will work is, yeah, I'll move these queens to the spot. I will click a node. I will use the activation. You can see this C thing on the command card that will activate the node, and what that will do is it will spawn these locusts to attack anything that is threatening it. So by adding these two queens here, they will inject the node to have more stuff on there. And I use the top bar, this Cerberus precursor, which is basically a Zerg Immortal, a really powerful Zerg Immortal to push through the map. I've also started myself the Cerberus Nidus networks. These work sort of like strike platforms a la Hara and Horner, except instead of airstrikes, they unburrow or they emerge these Nidus worms, which contain a lot of banelings. So it's basically a bailing attack when you have these Cerberus Nidus networks. You can see the queens in action, injecting these terminals so that they will have more of, yeah, you can see another inject right there. That will allow them to spawn even more locusts, you can see. Now you can see these Cerberus Nidus worms in action. You can see a lot of banelings emerging from them and just deleting the entire attack wave. Meanwhile, my queens march forward and just continue injecting the active terminals while I, meanwhile, still use these terminals to spawn or to activate the other Cerberus terminals. You can see on the minimap there are those teal colored nodes here, and that indicates that these are active. I actually want to switch off these ones because the network sort of shares their locusts. So you want to switch off the ones that you're not using so that they don't take away from the available locusts that the other nodes that you want to have could use. Here comes another attack wave right into the waiting arms of my Cerberus nodes, and my queens injected with so many locusts. It's like a wave of Swarm Host attacks. You can see injecting this node once more, just letting them spawn more and more of these things. The strategy I've chosen to go for here, as you can see, I have a Cerberus Omegalisk here, a giant Ultralisk that deals several tons of damage. In fact, probably hundreds of tons of damage. So my strategy here is to push toward the far northwest shard first, because this one will be pretty difficult later on if I save it for last. This one is heavily defended, so my strategy is to take it out early so that I'll save this easy one for the last one, so that it'll be an easier fight for the rest of my guys. Push in here, use these Nidus worms to delete the enemies using their banelings. As I push in with my queens, I activate this ability here, which kind of does a sort of... I'm actually not sure what this does. It's sort of a green fog. Might be a disabling cloud, but the important thing is that I'm continuously pushing, continuously adding more nodes to my network and allowing my queens to just transfuse them to spawn even more locusts. Basically, these are, I would say, Swarm Host buildings that you can mind control. So when you mind control the Swarm Host buildings, they will just spawn so many locusts that just delete these shards quickly. I use the Omegalisk to defend this attack wave while my queens are up north. Can't really run them all the way back, so just use a top bar here. I also rallied a few queens from my base to this area so that they can activate these nodes while my main force continues pushing toward this far north shard. Pushing forward toward the fourth shard, I have 3 Nidus worms available. I should probably pop them at some point, but what I'm actually doing is just injecting these nodes so that they can keep spawning things. Meanwhile, queens have started moving to the front. This precursor, the giant Zerg Immortal, is just massacring all the guys that Amon has, or I guess had, past tense here. They're all gone now. I have 4 available worms this time. They might be quite helpful for the defense because this attack wave is heading toward me. So, look how much damage that's doing. That's insane. Did you guys see that? Did you see how many locusts that are? Alright, those are. Attack wave on the way. There you go, another Mega Worm. Just pop out those banelings. Just delete that attack wave. I didn't even realize there were Zerglings there. My goodness, is that a Hydralisk? Maybe a Hydralisk on there. But my main force is actually on here, trying to push my way back. The attack wave here is actually starting to cut into my locust production. The good news is I have so many queens. Just continuously transfuse while my main force is still trying to push their way through this camp. Last shard time, I saved this one for last. You can see there are a bunch of locusts that are spawning randomly, but that doesn't matter. I'm reactivating these nodes here that have been switched off by a bunch of siege tanks. I push my queens forward. I have one available worm, but my immortal is about to be ready. My Zerg immortal is about to be ready as I push into this last base with so many locusts. I'm about to deal so much damage. Ooh, I'm about to have so much damage dealt to me by that blue fart. Meanwhile, this whole attack wave, it's Terran Bio that I just dropped this immortal right here to stun all those guys. That's a lot of damage by this Death Grip Crystal. It's just deleting so much stuff. But I just right click it down with my queens. There's another Death Grip Crystal right there. I kind of just decide to right click the shard because it feels like by attacking these random Death Grip Crystals, I'm just delaying my victory. So just activate all these terminals, right click the shard, and just wait until the shard is not a thing anymore. And that will complete our first round. Actually, yeah, there we go. That will complete our first round with Twister. It was barely even a thing this game, and that's good for me because I don't want to have so many impactful mutators early on. So let's move on to round 2. Second round, I have gone in as Raynor this time. Raynor does not work like the Raynor in regular co-op. The mutator we have is Lava Burst, I have indicated right there. So the Raynor in this Nexus Coop mod is a hero-based commander. So at some point, Raynor will spawn out of this beacon here, and he's a really powerful hero. And he does have abilities, but the abilities are sort of weapons and ammunition that you buy and research. So Swan's Armory functions like the place where you obtain the research, the schematics for the weapons. So I'll kind of walk you through them. Raynor comes out, and then this engineering bay completes. I will get this U upgrade right away. This U upgrade will allow me to guarantee that the first upgrade I get is the Planetary Fortress, meaning I could drop Planetary Fortresses on top of the enemy. That's really big. Wait for that upgrade to complete. I have to complete that before getting this. You can see these pickups on the ground. Those are the schematics. Once I pick them up in the... once I use Raynor to pick them up, I go to Swan's Armory. Swan's Armory will allow me to research the schematics that I've gotten from the field and allow me to use them. Meanwhile, Ammunition Depot is on the way. It's like an armory. So the armory will allow me to get, well, ammunition for these schematics that I've researched. So how this works is I research the Planetary Fortress upgrade from Swan's Armory, and I click the Ammunition Depot once I have it researched to get myself more charges of the Planetary so I can throw more Planetaries at the enemy. It's quite expensive, 840 minerals and like 240 gas, but it's like really good. Another structure right here, Stetman's Laboratory. The laboratory will allow me to upgrade the schematics that I've got to make them even better. So instead of throwing more Planetaries at the enemy, the Stetman's Laboratory here will allow me to throw better Planetaries at the enemy so that they'll be even more impactful. And finally, the engineering bay is just gonna improve Raynor's life. It's just gonna make Raynor's life much more, well, much easier. It's gonna give you Reaper Liberator. So I have to use Raynor's ability. So Raynor's abilities, he starts out with the Penetrating Blast, a sort of Penetrating Blast. He has a grenade, and he has, well, basically a self-heal. The self-heal is pretty good, but he can only use one of these abilities at a time. So how Raynor's abilities work is he has to alternate which ones are active via columns. Swan's Armories, each of these columns is a drop-down list you can select from. So you can say I've acquired the Planetary Fortress from the third column. I can switch out from the healing, right? I have the healing active, to the Planetary. And once I activate the Planetary, I will have to switch back to the healing if I want to use the healing. Gotta start the expansion even as I'm fighting this shard because Rare needs a lot of money to sustain this playstyle. This playstyle is expensive. Planetary Fortresses are expensive, so I need to start the expansion right away. You can see first Planetaries drop down here. Reapers will deal a lot of damage to it, but the important thing is that I'm actually able to allow Raynor to survive for long. You can see he has been corrupted by these corruptors. He will take more damage, but the good news is he doesn't have to because the Planetary, the Caesar Planetary Fortress, is the one that's actually absorbing the damage, allowing Rainer to have free reign here. You can see I switched back to the healing. So another reason to switch back to the healing is so that your ammunition depot can actually buy more ammunition for the planetary fortress. The way this works is you need to be either near the ammunition depot or not have the planetary to buy more planetaries. He has a top bar here called the Hyperion, and the Hyperion you can see is dealing so much damage here. It's like a call in the fleet from Han and Horner. I dropped another planetary fortress that will actually deal damage because it's sitting right on top of a lava burst. That is a bit unfortunate, but the good news is I can just switch out of it right away to replenish. You can see the ammunition depot. I cannot buy more ammunition of the planetary while I still have the ammunition or the planetary active. I switched to the healing, so now I can once again buy more planetaries from the ammunition depot. Attack wave on the way. Gotta go there. I use the Doom Armor Core. Doom Armor Core is really good. I actually use it right now. So you can see it's basically a green psionic orb that deals so much damage. That is incredible. The Doom Armor Core, the green one, is right here. It's the 4th power set of Rainer, and it's really awesome. It can teleport you to anywhere in the map without vision, and it can also just shoot those green psionic orbs that deal so much damage. You can see I have another charge of the planetary fortress, which means I just drop it right here, and you can see it deals instant damage and deletes that Ultralisk right away. I switched to the healing so I can buy more charges of the planetary. Okay, there we go. Charge has been bought. Now all I have to do is switch back to the planetary so I can buy another one. There we go. I have switched to the planetary. I just need to find a good spot because, as you can see, the planetary is pretty immobile. So I want to have it where it's going to be useful. For example, this area, the would-be last shard, except I use it right away to spawn this planetary and deal so much damage to my enemies. See, Rainer has to run away right now. He is very low on health. He has to keep switching between his power sets. I got the upgrade that will allow Rainer to recover and have a bit of shields whenever he switches out of his current power set into a different power set. Right now it's just one carrier, so Rainer can kind of outlast that. So he charges in once more. Ammunition depot selected. I buy another charge of the planetary. You can see another planetary is available, and I just walk in. Fortunately, attack wave is about to come in from the north side, so I have to retreat Rainer. I have to use Rainer for defense, and to do that, the good news is Rainer has an option via this command center to have this R ability. This R ability will basically recall Rainer to the planetary or to the command center's location, and that will allow him to teleport instantly. You can see medevac has been used. Rainer's teleported back to the command center. He does have a planetary available. He also has a Doom Armor Core. The Doom Armor Core is going to be really good because I can use it to clean up this attack wave and just teleport right back here. Let's see if that's what I actually use. I think I use a Doom Armor Core, and then I just delete these things. Let's see if I actually able to teleport back. Am I able to teleport back? No, just barely not. The hybrid's still alive, so I have to walk all the way back. Except not really all the way back because I just kind of use the medevac from this command center. Just teleport back here and then run back forward. That's a little bit of the way. Same deal though, I just drop a planetary which is right away. You can see it's static on top of a lava burst. That's gonna make its life quite short. Doom Armor Core is almost available. I drop a planetary here to keep Rainer alive. That's kind of a bad usage of that. But the good news is I have the Doom Armor Core and the Hyperion once again ready to go. So I will in fact use the Hyperion to probably clear out this 4th set or this 3rd set. Oh, we're only at third shard. Okay, drop planetary, Doom Armor Core. Let's go. Clean out all these guys. Just clean them out. Drop the Hyperion, and then I think I might use the teleport. No, just barely not. Oh well. It's still gonna deal tremendous damage to this Void Shard and this Void Sliver, and allow Rainer to finish it off. Rainer, once again switching to a different set, different power set, so I can buy another charge in the planetary. Then I use it right here to finish off that shard. Rainer has died, unfortunately. The good news is he was able to drop off this planetary to kind of knock out these enemies. Well, not all the enemies, just the ground stuff, the hybrid and the cyclone. The good news is Rainer does come back pretty quickly. That will allow us to just clean out these Liberators right here and pick up another power. The Micro Shock Cannon, another blueprint. Now these SCVs should repair the planetary, don't know why, but I sent them back to work. Doom Armor Core has been activated. I actually used that to teleport to pick up this blueprint and then teleport once again to this shard where I drop the planetary? No, I don't drop the planetary. I just kind of... Do I use anything here? No, I don't. I not even one single... what do you call it? The Psionic Orb. But I do get myself one charge of the planetary that will allow me to just drop right here and just make the enemy lay off me a little bit. Just get another charge of a planetary. It's a very planetary strategy right there, right here. Raider shoots down the air stuff. Get more of these abilities. He switches to basically the siege tank. I can see it deals so much damage to this void sliver right here, this void shard. I'll drop another planetary because why not? I can afford it. I'm floating to 2,800 minerals. That will allow me to just buy more and more planetaries. Of course, depending on how much cooldown I have on the switching of the gears. Remember, I have to switch gears so I can buy more planetaries. Okay, I kind of just trust my planetary to clean up that shard while I run back here on defense and probably use a planetary on this attack wave. Yep, in fact I do. I do in fact drop a planetary on that wave. Meanwhile, this planetary is still whacking that set of enemy, or those set of enemies. Another planetary dropped, and it was at this point that I realized that, wait, hold on, I don't need to be in front to drop planetaries. I can drop them pretty much anywhere. So that's what I did. I just buy another charge of the planetary and drop it right here because I can. I was like, wait, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I do this before? So that's what I did right now. I'm just waiting for another charge of the planetary. And then pick up that. Yeah, pick up that. And apparently that gives me a Kerrigan right here for some reason. Pretty neat. Don't know why, but it's pretty neat. Buy another charge of the planetary. Drop another one right here. And I buy another one. Drop another one. Right here. Buy another one. Oh, I don't have the minerals. Ah, that's unfortunate. Also, this one's going to land right here in the lava, so that's a bit unfortunate. The good news is I did save the easiest one for last, so it'll be easy to clean up. Just eliminate the last of these, the last of this health. Fortunately, planetary does go down, but not before dealing so much damage. It now only has about 3,000 health left, and that's kind of nothing for Rainer. Rainer just waiting for a charge of the planetary. Okay, he just runs back, I guess. He buys the planetary right here and then drops it straight here to kind of just right click this shard, make it not a thing, and end the game. Right? I kind of sacrificed this expansion. It's there to kind of stall the game because I'm already winning anyway. So there it is. Another planetary because why not? There it is. Let's move on to game 3. Round 3, I'm playing this time as Ulrazaj. He's a former Nerazim character who somehow went rogue or something. It's a whole story in the Enslavers campaign, I believe. So I got a Nexus Coop Mutator here. This is called Steps of Betrayal. So at around 18 minutes, my ally will turn to my enemy and I will start shooting at his base. But he's still my ally. We were still united against Amon. We're just disunited, I guess, against Amon. So my strategy this time is to get myself the Dark Templar via the Zealot. How Ulrazaj works is he has this mandate thing. I'm not sure, I don't quite remember what it's called, but he can produce 3 unit types. He can produce a Zealot, a Derp, and a Stalker. And when you have 500 energy, when you have 500 mandate on the top bar, you can transform your Zealot or Adept or Stalker into a higher form. So the higher form is respectively the Dark Templar, the Dark Archon, and the Immortal. And those, unlike, I also forgot to mention this, the 3 primary units, the Zealot, the Derp, and the Stalker, are all temporary. So they expire after some time. So the way to make them permanent is to get 500 mandate from this here top bar and turn those units into their higher forms, which are permanent. My strategy here is actually just rush. I need to rush to the Twilight Council, the Alisar Council, because that will allow me to transform my temporary units into permanent units. Okay, Twilight Council is starting. You can see an Ulrazage's Phantom has appeared close to my Altar of Abyss. So you can see this 4 top bars grayed out. Once I have 7 of these Ulrazage's Phantoms, I can call down Ulrazage himself for a whole minute. He's like a really powerful hero. Once Ulrazage enters, basically anything that's near him will go bye-bye. But before I get to that point where I have 7 of these guys, I can temporarily phase these Phantoms to anywhere I want to and activate a temporary avatar of Ulrazage to have it for a shorter duration, I think 20 seconds. But that 20 seconds will allow him to do tremendous damage. It's like a nuclear annihilation of sorts. It's really powerful. So I summon, yeah, you can see I summon a Dark Templar, and I transform it right away into the... Yeah, I summon a Zealot and transform it right away to a Dark Templar. You can see that will make it no longer have this timer bar here thing, so that means it's permanent. You can see I also get more mandate from having these units around. I got an upgrade from the Elisar Council. I actually forgot what this does, but I just assume it's good. Maybe it's like a Shadow Fury or something, but yeah, we just delete this little camp here. I summon more of these Zealots because apparently when the Zealots receive damage, that will add to my mandate right here on the top bar. It's at 139 right now. If I reach 500 mandate, it goes up a lot. It goes up a lot. If I reach 500 mandate, I will have the first top bar ability. The first top bar ability will allow me to transform any of my temporary units into an avatar of Ulrazage for 20 seconds. And that will just allow me to clean up pretty much anywhere on the map that I choose to make not a thing. We're at 288 now. It's actually going down. Much like this Void Sliver over here. It will be not a thing. And clear out my first Void Sliver and extend the timer by 5 minutes. By the way, I don't take what normally is in my expansion. So I'm the top player here. So normally I take the top base in my expansion. But I'm sort of cheating a little bit by taking the bottom expansion. That will force my workers to path through this area to start harvesting. If I take the top expansion, my workers will actually path around the north and get just whacked, absolutely whacked by the enemy. So I decided to take the lower expansion. Okay, now I have Stalkers. These Stalkers, or these Elisar Hunters, are actually pretty good. I turn some of them into the Immortal guys, and they will, yeah, shoot that stuff. It's quite dramatic. They shoot. I'm not sure how effective it actually is, but the way it shoots looks quite dramatic, so I like it. Attack wave on the way. I go ahead and greet them. Just delete these clowns, make them not a thing, or you know, maybe it's me who gets deleted. That's not a very pleasant idea. Myself getting deleted. I'm actually at 450 mandate now. This is really good. Again, once I reach 500 mandate, I'll be able to summon an avatar of Ulrazage and just delete, just absolute delete any objective that I so desire. So let's actually crawl up here as I inch closer and closer to 500. I still like having these temporary units because, again, number one, it gives me more mandate when they get shot, and number two, they are the targets of myself making one of them into an avatar of Ulrazage. You can see I use it right here. It uses up all 500 mandate, but it summons this guy for 20 seconds. I use the Q ability, which will do tremendous damage, and the R ability, which is just a huge purple zone of ally or enemy. You no longer exist. It just cleared out this whole area and just allow me to have free reign on this here Void Sliver. I'm actually doing pretty decent damage. It's actually going down really quickly. So down it goes. Attack wave on the way. I use the third top bar to give myself a sort of shield. When I push in, I have now 500 mandate, which means Ulrazage time once again. We use the Q ability to deal a lot of damage, and then the R ability to just make this whole attack wave, this whole shard, not. Look how fast those hybrids just disappear. And now this shard is completely defenseless. I just right click it with my forces and make it not a thing. Like so. There we go. Got caught in the stasis ward. For some reason I thought it was capped at 70 supply. I just make more pylons and I have the ability to make more supply. How silly of me. Just push my way in here. Have these Dark Templar and these Immortals just clean out the way. They are really cool Dark Templar, but they still get thrown around by the Twisters. Alright, I have the 7 avatars. or the 7 things, and now I summon Orazaj in all his might and all his glory. He has a build for a whole minute, and just use the R ability. You can see he just stands here away from my army. He just deletes his whole thing, and there's still half of him remaining. How insane is that? He still has half of his entire life remaining, and he's deleted pretty much the last shard already. It's really cool. I just kind of derp him around. Attack wave actually heading toward my base. I actually wonder if I should just sacrifice, but I do head back. Just take this fight here. You can see the Immortals do tremendous damage to those Void Rays, just deleting them like they're not even a thing. Oh, here comes the steps of betrayal. You feel your brain shaking. Treaty broken, prepare to assault. So you can see that my ally is turned into my enemy. This is it's 17 minutes. I apologize. It's 17 minutes when you will suddenly just turn on your ally and just start shooting each other. The good news for me is that I don't have any attacking units or static defense here, so they will actually not shoot each other. That's really important. Alright, last shard time. I push it with my army. I get 500 mandate right away. I need one of my zealots to be available. Alright, so I find one, right? Oh, here it is. Ulrazaj's avatar. I dropped the Q ability on this and then dropped the R ability to make the rest of this last shard. All of the enemies just disappear. It becomes completely undefended. And it gives me free reign to just whack it. Just right click the thing. How awesome. Alright, that is round 3 done. I move on to round 4. Round 4, I spawn as Dr. Ariel Hansen. I have a command base here. I can have more infestation. Ariel Hansen is basically an infested Terran commander. So she basically is a Stukov, but a doctor. So she's gonna have a lot of infested heroes and stuff, and they'll basically just plow through the map. So for this one, I've rolled Photon Overload. This is Photon Overcharge. It applies to all enemy buildings. So now that I'm aware that Steps of Betrayal is a thing, I can't just put buildings around my ally's base and hope that it'll hold, because at 17 minutes, we'll start fighting each other. Specifically, I'll start fighting him, and I don't want that. So I'll kind of just either build my defenses around here if it's long range, or if it's shorter range, I can have more stuff around here that will not quite reach my allies' overmind. So you can see Infested Space Station. I just get these abilities, these abilities right here on the bottom of the command card. That will allow me to have more powers and stuff. I don't quite know what they are. I just know that they're good. That's all I know. I know that they're good, and I'll mainly rely on top bar 3 and top bar 4 to destroy the Void Slivers. I will have an Overlord or a spotter. I will have a spotter fly all the way around the map, all the way around this side, around the bottom. If you're looking at the minimap on the lower left of the screen, so I'll fly an Overlord around this side and up north here, and then I'll snipe this shard using my top bar 3 and my top bar 4. My top bar 4 is basically, it spawns like 100 eggs or something, and they become like banelings. Top bar 3 is more of the same. You drop a space station and it spawns banelings. So bailing, the strategy is to just bailing the enemy until there is no more enemy. Spooter has arrived. For my defense, I primarily have these colonist huts. Apparently the colonist huts spawn infested. I recently learned this. The colonist huts spawn infested when they get attacked. You can see you have Zerglings now. The infested are starting to come out. So I use I use top bar 1 to give the enemy COVID. Yeah, I use top bar 1 to just select a small area here, and all the enemies in that area just start taking damage till they die. These abominations just spawn out of this space station after I got the first upgrade. That's what the first upgrade was. It spawns aberrations every like 60 seconds or something. Every so often, I get a new one of these abominations, which would be pretty helpful for my defense. Spooter, by the way, has made it all the way to the top, and all that's left to do is, spawn these eggs, and then so many banelings right away. I drop a space station, and that's going to spawn more guys. Just right click on these enemies. I think I'll spawn another set of eggs here. You can see, it just spawns more and more of my infested. Just deals tremendous damage to this Void Sliver here. This is important. By going for this far one first, I'll make the rest easier for me, because this is really hard if you save it for the last. And just like that, it's gone. Just do top bars. It's gone. I have so much stuff left over. So now I just rinse and repeat. Alright. Second objective. I don't, I guess. False alarm. Okay, I fly. Oh, I fly in. Here we go. Eggs time. I got enemies got banelings, but I have a lot of infested here, so that's fine. I drop 2 space stations, I believe. Yeah, 2 space stations. And more banelings. These men just standing around here for no reason. Maybe they just want to side with Amon or something. That makes sense. That makes sense. So now I have these heavy guard mecha. These warbots are anti-air, so I got them. They're anti-air. That's the whole reason I got them. Spooter is now making its way to the 3rd shard, this one. So I'm basically taking them out in reverse order. This one's the 2nd hardest. This was the hardest, so I took them out in that order. And this is the 3rd, the middle one, so I'm taking out middle. With their attack wave incoming, I just whack that with my warbots and my aberrations. My overlord up north, my spotter up north got sniped by, well, enemy spawning, but I just spawned another one. I have mandate from this infested space station. So now it's going here. I do have top bars ready. And fly in, drop the eggs, and just drop another set of eggs. Just right click on this thing, drop another space station. Just rain chaos all over Amon's base. Just have everyone right click the shard. They deal so much damage because there's so many of them. Individually, they don't amount to much, but when they right click the temple, they hop around right click the temple, it just takes so much damage. That's 4 gone. Or yeah, that's 3 gone. Alright. I spawned 2 stanks here. The stanks, of course, are available once you have enough mandate from the space station, and you gain mandate by losing infested for some reason. I drop a space station here. They'll spawn so many guys, but my stanks will just... yeah, they might lose, but my stanks are still whacking away at this here void sliver. They're just happily hugging the void sliver. Oh, here comes the steps of betrayal. You feel your brain shaking. At some point, this ally will become an enemy, and I'm pretty happy that these heavy guard mechas don't have infinite range, because they'll probably start shooting at my enemy or something. That's gone. I kind of decide to run my guys forward because I feel like at this point I just gain more mandate by using my guys. So just right click everything here. I just have more guys. I crash this space station here, and that'll allow me to get more mandate, and with that mandate I can get more infested. I just right click everything here. I use the first top bar to give the enemy COVID to make them not live for very long. And then I think I summon, yeah, here come the stanks. The 2 stanks from earlier. And I just right click everything here. And I think I'm somehow winning because this shard, as I said, this shard is the weakest shard. Here comes another stank. So I can hug what's left of the sliver. You feel guilt creeping up your spine. Okay, it looks like it's temporary. The steps of betrayal is a temporary thing. You will... yeah, we're feeling a bit guilty now, so we're no longer going to be enemies with our allies and stuff. Another top... just right click those guys. Just right click those banelings at the shard. Okay, now point your weapon at enemy. It's too late! Game's over. We move on to round 5. Round 5, I am playing this time's Artanis. So once again, unlike in real co-op, Artanis here is not unit-based. Artanis is hero-based. So out of this warp beacon, you can see I have 6 heroes available. How Artanis will play here is much like Tychus, where you will have a really powerful 6 really powerful heroes with a lot of abilities, and you can just clear the map using those heroes. You will get the ability to make units, but the units come out of top bars. I'll explain later on. Well, actually, I'll explain right now. So you use this first top bar, the black hole thing, to summon what units you have, and to be able to summon them, you need production structures. The gateway will allow you to produce the zealots out of that, or not the zealots. Actually, I lied. It's not the gateways. It's the champions or the heroes. So Artanis, having Artanis out, will allow you to produce zealots out of the black hole. Having Phoenix out, I think, will allow you to produce instigators or something. Alarak will allow you to have, I'm not sure, ascendants. So basically each of these heroes will allow you to produce a different unit type out of the black hole ability, but the heroes themselves are the ones that consume supply. Strategy for me is to rush up to Cybernetics Core, or the Cybernetics Core, because that will allow me to this Cyber Core that will allow me to upgrade my heroes and get them to be really powerful. Correction, I thought it was Cyber Core, so I started to set the new Forge. The Forge is where you get the upgrades for your heroes, not the Cybernetics Core. So the Cybernetics Core is just your regular upgrades for your attack upgrades and your armor and your shield upgrades. So instead I get 2 Nexus Forges. And the Nexus Forge will allow me to produce those upgrades for my heroes. Specifically Carax. Carax is my guy here. It's gonna be Bio, so I use Artanis to clean them up. I just one-shots those guys like they're nothing. And now the hero is almost available. I have started warping in Carax. Carax will be my guy. He'll be the guy to clear out everything. And once he's out, I will get the upgrades for him right away. There's a basic set of upgrades here at the bottom, so I use 1 forge to get them. But from the other forge, I will get the Carax upgrades. So you can see each hero has an ability here, and each hero has 5 abilities that you can buy upgrade from that forge. So right now, Carax is just pushing here with his cannons. He gets warp-in cannons for free, 5 of them with repair, and he also has the ability to shoot with these probe things to deal damage. That's really good. Now the 4th top bar here is basically a giant stone zealot. You'll see it, well, right now actually. I'll drop the cannons here and then use this huge dude called the Revenger. The Revenger is a powerful ability. It uses a giant axe. Just whack this here Void Sliver until it's no longer a thing, and that will allow me to take my expansion pretty much for free. And you know, this thing is quite tanky. It's quite amazing. So just attack moving toward this next shard. I'll use the same route that I used in my first 2 commanders. On this mission, I'll save this guy for last. Carax pushes. Now has cannons here. Meanwhile, I'm still upgrading Carax abilities here. All Carax abilities. Because Carax is the guy. Carax is the guy for this type of challenge. The 3rd ability here is just a mini soul bombardment. It's just orbital strikes, but more, and soul bombardment, but fewer. So there we go, a cross between soul bombardment and orbital strike. You have Artanis here fighting. I used another orbital strike here to clean out those guys. So it's just Artanis versus the hybrids. I know I had a bit of difficulty. Oh, by the way, you can see now the gateway I have. Yeah, the queue. The gateway has the zealots for Artanis and the energizers for Carax. So Carax will allow the black hole to produce energizers. And Phoenix will allow me to produce instigators out of this black hole ability. Alarak will allow me to produce these vanguards. Vorazun, of course, Dark Templar, and Rohana, the High Templar. You can see here that this Ultralisk is actually mine. So Carax's Reclamation in Nexus Coop allows him to also steal bio units, so he can just flat out mind control anything. That's really incredible. I have so many Zerg units for some reason. And that will just allow me to push into this next Void Sliver with another Revenger. Mind control that carrier, mind control this battlecruiser, drop orbital strikes to clean out the low health units, get the other carrier, get more cannons. My goodness. Carax is really the guy, isn't he? He just healed a carrier too. Look at this. Look at this madness. Everyone's got some stuff, but guess what? Carax will just probably steal them. Here comes the Revenger and says, no, you will not steal them, Carax. I will swat them out of the sky with a big old swatter. Except this battlecruiser for some reason. Well, it became not a thing, which is fine. Ooh, this carrier just downs that Void Sliver like it was nothing. That's the 3rd one down. Entering the 4th shard area. Meanwhile, I have Vorazun in the field, able to fight this attack wave. Carax just pushing and just cleaning house, spamming more of those cannons, mind controlling more enemies. There we go. I got a medevac for some reason. There's a battlecruiser here, but yeah, let's take the medevac instead because why not? Why not? Let's just dunk on Amon with more style points. 2 Valkyries, a carrier, a medevac for some reason. Can I get this? Oh, I also have a Phoenix. That's really cool. But like, this one's going down. And indeed, down it goes. Now there's 1 shard left. I can probably just do a pincer move with the rest of my heroes on one side and Mighty Carax on the other. I almost forgot that there was microtransactions on. I almost forgot that there was Twister on. Lava Burst is very apparent, but like, my goodness. These guys are so strong. I almost forgot that there were mutators on. Of course, you don't want to stand Carax under the Lava Burst. That's going to be a very dance game. But yeah, you just push the rest of these guys in. You just attack the rest of the heroes in. And just clean out this last one. Zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole action going on. Battle cruisers flying in. I have, yeah, the rest of my army moving in via the black hole thing. More guys shooting there. The rest of my heroes are converging here. They did destroy my expansion, but who cares? The game will be won, and that's all she wrote for this game. Let's move on to round 6. Round 6 has started. I believe going nuclear has been added, and instead of a regular command center, Valerian, who's the commander I have, has this planetary with apparently an adjutant with a visor. So how Valerian works here is he will have a giant mech called the Zeus and an eagle called the Aquila. So I will just use the Zeus and the Aquila to fly around a teleporter on the map and take out shards. But first I need a lot of gas. I power build the gas here, and I power build a factory so I can get the upgrades here. So from the Dominion Umojan Joint Science Facility, I will get the first upgrade, or the middle row of upgrades to make my Zeus stronger and allow it to deal more damage to the enemy. But first I need a factory to be able to get the first upgrade. Factory is completing. That will allow me to start the first upgrade, this Q ability, which will, I think, give my Zeus a sort of... This looks like a shield. I don't know. I just know it makes my stuff better. The next upgrade is locked behind this armory, so I've built it right away. And you can see an attack wave is heading toward my ally side, so if my ally loses building, I still lose the game. So I just start this planetary right away, so that it can defend itself, or I can defend my ally from this here vantage point. I'll probably move a couple of SCVs in to power build it. Yeah, a bunch of them. Even through microtransactions. Just leave one guy for repair. Once the planetary's done, let that do its thing. Oh, what was that? Oh, here's the Zeus. Okay, so you can see the Zeus is basically an Odin type mech, and it's really powerful. But for now, I'll just stay put here. I'll once again want to reverse clear the shards so that I'll have the least amount of pressure on me. Once the Aquila becomes available, I'll summon it right away and use it to go on offense. I have this planetary, by the way, just building here so I can have more defense. Yeah, here comes the Aquila, and I teleport here to the rear using the Aquila. Only the Aquila will allow you to unlock the third upgrade, or yeah, a teleport using the third top bar. That was actually painful. Getting the Odin nuke like that will just chip away so much damage, but you can see it deals so much damage here, and I use the first top bar. The first top bar is basically an airstrike that will come in from the edge of the map, the southwest. You can see there's a path here on the minimap. So I can use the top bar, the missile attack, to just strike this next one. Meanwhile, I teleport Aquila here to use the rest of the airstrike on this shard. I just use, yeah, just continue to attack this area. Unfortunately, the Zeus did go down. It will stay here until it's revived. That's a bit of, yeah, bad RNG right there with the lava burst. And also the nuke. Zeus is almost back online, so once it's online, I just have to run back and not let it get shot by bad stuff. Once the Aquila is available again, I will use it to once again return to offense. By the way, at home, I have added these Kraken prototypes, the siege tanks, out of the Dominion factory. It's this C right here, the Kraken prototype, and they're basically siege tanks. Once again, Aquila is active. I just right-click what's left of this here Void Shard, or this Void Sliver. I now have a Soul Bombard ability for the Zeus, and I was about to get nuked, but I just teleport to, well, I actually just teleport home. That's fine. I'm able to help defend this wave. It does split, but I have planetaries to help make, or at least help mitigate the damage being dealt by enemies. So they're actually split right here. The planetaries do shoot up. That's really nice. They do shoot up. So that will allow to clean up the Phoenixes. I probably should have gone on offense instead of just sticking around here, because these planetaries probably didn't need the help. Once the fourth ability is ready, I just prepared to use it, because these tanks, so if I use the fourth ability on here, it will allow my siege tank to shoot all the way from the base to the target. That is quite bonkers. You can see, yeah, the siege tanks are shooting all the way from my base to the target. That's how insane that ability is. I would want more tanks so they can keep shooting the target. That's insane. Aquila once again ready, but first, let us clear out this attack wave. It's air-based, but my planetaries are more than capable of handling whatever it is the enemy thinks they can knock me out with, to render Amon incorrect about his assessment of what he needs to delete me from the game. Now that the defense has been completed, I go on offense using the Aquila. As soon as, yeah, there it is. As soon as it's summoned, I teleport here. Just finish off the rest. It is very little health remaining, or very little shields remaining actually. I just right click the shard, make it not a thing, and once again use my first top bar to deal damage to it. Probably enough. It's time to teleport to the next one over here. By the way, the nuclear ability upgrade is almost done from the Dominion Umojan Joint Science Facility. It's about to get really hot in this area. I mean, lava's pretty hot, but like, it's gonna get really hot. Another barrage ability used on this shard. Now it's completely defenseless. All I have to do is just kind of right click the shard. It'll be no longer a thing. Shard's almost down, and it is down. So now all I have to do is right click the easiest shard. I might stay to fight this attack wave, because of course the Zeus is pretty strong. Alright, I actually dropped the nuclear thing here. The nuclear thing, yeah. Just nuke the entire attack so it becomes not a thing. Just so it becomes that much easier to rotate back on offense. I like how the Zeus actually doesn't get thrown around by the Twister. That's really neat. Aquila once again available. I just teleport it here. Use the barrage. Use the 4 abilities. Use everything. Just throw everything I have. Use these siege tanks to keep shooting at this here void shard. It's almost down. I use this satellite thing. I'm not quite sure what the satellite does. Maybe it makes them shoot faster. Probably does. Battle marking will probably read the comments calling out what I did wrong, but for me it doesn't matter. Round 6 is done with 6 mutators and with Commander Valerian. Now we move on to round 7. This time I'm playing as the Overmind. My ally has become, I think this is Tassadar. That might be Tassadar. I've become Overmind. My way of cheesing this time. Throughout this exercise, you can kind of see why Giant Grand Games chose this map. It's extremely cheesable. You just have to right click 5 objectives on the map, and there are plenty of ways for commanders to get around. All I have to do is right click 5 shards and you win the game. So just hold on defense and have a very strong cheese on offense. Or my cheese of choice will be the Leviathan. Leviathan is a powerful capital ship, and will allow me to just summon the Leviathan, just delete these shards one at a time. Critical structure for me is the Zaz Cerebrate, and that will allow me to spawn Banelings and Scourge, Zagara style, to ram at the enemy. I get the first upgrade, the second upgrade first. The one that will allow me to summon twice the number of Banelings and twice the number of Scourges, just to have more firepower against the enemy. I rush out the Overlord Speed upgrade, by the way. Once I have Overlord Speed, I do the same thing, where I try to fly an Overlord out, but... Okay, that's where it went. I try to fly an Overlord out to the edge of the map, the same thing I did with the other commander. I think it was Ariel Hansen. I flat an Overlord here, and
So the Protoss wish to do battle.
give me vision for my Leviathan. Leviathan's out. So my Overlord wasn't quite able to make it to this furthest one, but this one will do fine. I just fly the Leviathan here, just move it around, and you can see it spawns so many locusts from the ground and just deletes everything. This is a very heavily guarded shard, and the Leviathan made it like nothing. Look at that domination by the Leviathan. I just use it to fly around here to clear out whatever it is that it can clear. Just clean out everything here. So you can see the enemies do have hardened will. That means that the attacks I deal, or the attacks I do deal a max of 10 damage to them. Because there's still so many locusts here just cleaning house. As for defense, I've opted to go for these hunter killers. They're versatile, they can shoot ground and air, and you can summon them from the second Cerebrit right here to defend the incoming attack waves. Of course, alongside these Banelings and Scourge. Attack wave comes in, you can see the hybrid does have hardened shields, but the good news is my Zerglings are plenty to fight that wave. But yeah, there are a bunch of guys here, so I just summon the Banelings and Scourge to clean out whatever it is that's trying to make me not a thing. Leviathan about to be ready once more. Oh, I thought I lost the Overlord. Okay, Leviathan is ready to be summoned. Do I? There it is. There's the Leviathan. It one-shots the Void. It one-shots the Void Rift? My goodness. What? Look at it just rack up those kills. That's insane. It's just racking them up. And it's making this Void Sliver look like it's a joke. Look at this. This is the hardest Void Sliver. And it's already at half shields. Attack wave, by the way, is coming up north, so I just have these guys rotate. Meanwhile, this Leviathan just cleaning house. My Overlord has relocated to this spot because I'm confident that the Leviathan alone can handle this shard and more. Leviathan about to be ready once again, and you know the drill. And in fact, I'm gonna speed this up and just survey the carnage. Look at that Leviathan go. Look at that Leviathan go. Look at that Leviathan go away. My goodness, that was not a thing. Okay, so I noticed that I didn't have a lot of time. The Leviathan cooldown wouldn't be up by the time the timer ran out. So I needed to make a snap decision. I needed to just delete one of the Void Slivers before the Leviathan's up again. So the choice I've made is to clear out this easy shard. I summon a bunch of units here, a bunch of Zerglings. I take everything that I have and just go. I just go attack this shard. The good news is this is the easiest shard out of the lot. So even if it is number 3, it is still relatively doable for the units that I have. Just right click that shard and oh, you feel your brain shaking. Looks like the treaty has been broken once more and my ally is now my enemy again. There are a bunch of other enemies here, but I just take them out quickly. I sacrifice these Zerglings, by the way, just run in here, deal whatever damage they can. If they can get to the shard, that's better. They'll make my Leviathan have an easier time. Okay, fight going on here. My Mutalisks and Hydralisks do clean up the rest of the way. The Zerglings just doing tremendous damage to the hybrid right here, making them not a thing. Meanwhile, Leviathan's ready once more. Let's see if this Leviathan fares any better. Come on, let's go Leviathan. Come on, there we go. All right, yeah, let's start whacking these enemies with our Leviathan. Oh, there's another lava burst. Uh-oh. Lava burst! Lava burst! Oh. Yeah, lava burst is OP. My goodness. That was a barbecue Leviathan. So now I'm running out of time once again. I have to send my units out. They gotta do something for me. They may not be really strong, especially with this many mutators, but these are Nexus Coop units. These are not your average everyday units. So I expect them to do at least decently. Plus, I don't want to waste a strike on a mutator that is available in regular co-op. Okay, I dropped Banelings and Scourge here. Got the blue fart to contend with. So I just right-click these guys. I just right-click this shard. Uh-oh. That's a blue fart. I take a lot of damage from that. I gotta right-click the shard, make it not a thing. I just gotta make this guy not a thing before it deletes everything I have. Okay. More Bending Scourge. Right-click the shard. It's almost gone. It's now at yellow. It's not red. Now it's gone. So I just run back with whatever I have. I gotta run back with whatever I have, so I can actually defend. Oh, nuke. I have 5 Hydralisks remaining. I have 3 Mutas, so that's gonna be pretty good. But this one's gonna be pretty difficult because I can't run all the way up there. There's still a camp up here. And there's another attack way over here. Okay, I drop Balancing Scourge on the swave to clear it out. I run over here. I run my Scourge over here to crash into the Colossus. So at least there'll be less splash damage to contend with. Uh-oh, Mulis is about to go bye-bye. Uh-oh. Allies Nexus is in danger. I was kind of... Okay, I had to make regular Hydralisks here. Regular Hydralisks, it turns out, are still quite effective when there are enough of them. But I need to be clutch here. I have no more Leviathans to waste. Well, I think I should still have one, but it has to be this one. It has to be this one. We don't want another Leviathan barbecue, so let's summon it here and be as careful as we can around the lava burst. Delete those air units like they're nothing. The enemy waves are really nothing compared to the lava burst here. The Leviathan, it just laughs at the enemies, but it just gets barbecued by the lava burst, proving once and for all that the lava and Donnie are the strongest. This is why you don't mess with Donnie, guys. If you don't want to mess with Donnie because he sends the lava at you, and you can see what the lava does to an otherwise incredibly overpowered Leviathan. But as long as we avoid the lava, as long as we don't anger Donnie, we should be absolutely fine. And that is all she wrote on this game. That was a close one though. Let's move on to round 8. For round 8, we will play as Gestalt Zero, but it turns out I have another Nexus Coop Mutator. I don't even know what this is. I'll just take another strike on this one. I've been pretty lucky about avoiding them so far, but yeah, this one, a Nexus Coop Mutator, I have no idea what this is. I'll just take the L and leave the game as soon as I actually realize what Mutator going up against. Yeah, I do leave the game right away. Attempt number 2 on round 8. I get another one. Yeah, I'm not familiar with what that Mutator is, so I just take another strike. I leave the game right away. I do not want to deal with a Nexus Coop Mutator. Let's move on to the third try. I'm actually out of lives at this point. I am on strike 3, so the next one, I cannot veto it no matter what I get. And I get it again. So that Mutator is called Tearing Sky. What that does is every time units take damage, there's a chance that they just insta-die. That was painful for Gestalt Zero because he doesn't have a lot of units. So a lot of enemies will be shooting at them, and there's a higher chance that they will just insta-not a thing. So I kind of have to do it. I have no more strikes remaining. I just do it. So how Gestalt Zero operates is you start with this infiltrator squad, this ghost here, and the way he plays is you walk up to these base stations. So similar to how Nafash has those terminals pre-placed all around the map, Gestalt Zero has these base stations pre-placed all around the map. He has to stand beside them for like 30 seconds or something crazy like that, a whole 30 seconds to activate that. And you can see I'm not really worried about microtransactions. We can both see the numbers going up, indicating that that does cost money, but each command costs like 20 minerals, which is nothing compared to the cost of replacing these infiltrator squads. So I'd rather just micro normally and not pay attention to microtransactions than be careful with micro and lose my guys anyway because I'm not microing hard enough. So I'd rather have the peace of mind to just move freely and just worry about the money later. Besides, once I get these base stations, I upgrade them, I put them in control group right away, and I upgrade their harvesting rate. So I'll get myself more money. My strategy here is to get this nuke upgrade the right away. This laser thing on the Gestalt Air Force Command. This is basically a nuke that doesn't need vision. I can target it anywhere and deal so much damage that will kill a void shard without anything else. So no questions asked, that's one void shard gone if you use this nuke ability. So now I start with this Gestalt barracks. The Gestalt barracks will allow me to select the units to deploy, but the actual deploying of units will be through this top bar here. This first top bar will drop a set of units that I pick from either the barracks or the factory. You can see now, I actually prioritize this upgrade. I forgot about that. I did prioritize this upgrade. This will give these base stations invincibility fields. Your units will be literally invincible inside these fields once you get this upgrade here. So the caveat is that if the base station gets hit, the invincibility field is gone. You need to keep them away. And you need to keep the enemies away. So you can see it's Sky Terran. Yeah, so the invincibility field is up. It has that green field right there. I can just stand inside the nukes and the lava without worry, and that will allow me to play this game normally as long as I do have those base stations not being damaged. You can see this guy just standing in the lava, not worrying about the nukes. And I just walk up here, stay inside the safety of my invincibility field, stand in the lava. Who cares? Who cares? They can't do anything because I'm invincible. Now, a very important upgrade I've decided to go for Engineering Bay is this healing one for the Marines. I've chosen to go for the Marines as my unit of choice because they can have auto heal. They can have group heal when you get this upgrade from the Gestalt Engineering Bay. I push up here, delete these guys as I activate control of this base station. We need the base stations because, again, oh, I actually have the nuke ready. I think I'll use the nuke right here. Yeah, look at that. No vision required. I just right click what I want to die and it becomes not a thing. That eliminates the void shard, the first void shard. It gives me so much time while I activate this this third base station. Each base station will allow me to get more choices for weapons. So right now I have the base weapon because I think I need the fourth one before I activate the second column of abilities. But yes, I do just push in here. You can see that does have the stun. The stun is fine for me. I can fight stun. So the important thing for me is to take out the void rifts so that they'll be not able to spawn units anymore. So I send one Gestalt group or one infantry group to each side so that they can take out the void rifts. Here, in fact, I see another base station right here, so I try to capture it. Meanwhile, these other guys are trying to take out this void rift. I have the other. You can see it's clearly a nuke. It's a green nuke. It will allow me to take out a big area while I'm fighting over here, and I had know just where to use it. This attack wave is heading right to me. I'm gonna hit the nuke right as they pass through here, so I can still fight the shard. Oh, not get nuked. Yeah, not get nuked. That's bad. Okay, I got another base station that's really good. That's really big. Now I can use the second set of abilities for my guys. You can see this is the target area for the nuke. It drops from a plane. And it just deals so much damage to everything in this field. That's pretty much every single unit. That's every single escort of this. Now that's big because these two hybrids, yes, they're dealing damage, but they no longer have hardened shields. I can now deal regular damage to the hybrids. That's important because I don't have a lot of units. So now the expansion is almost complete. You can see I don't have workers. I don't have workers on these orbital commands. They just auto harvest from all these resources. That's big. You can see I use an airplane thing. The plane thing will allow me to deal more damage to these hybrid reavers. Yes, my guys are taking damage, but the important thing is that I'm just knocking down those hybrid. The invincibility field will return. Oh, by the way, you can see that each of these squads, each of these infantry squads, can recruit more of the same, as long as I have 300 minerals each, and as long as I'm near one of these base stations. If I'm near after a base station, I can recruit more guys to the fights. This one is taking damage, but that's fine. As long as I have it, I will still get the income from it. That's really big. The fact that I still earn income from it, despite the fact that it's disabled, is huge. Kind of have to bait these guys. I might lose orbital command. I probably will lose orbital command. But the important thing is that my infantry guys stay alive. The infantry is so important. Okay, I just stand in the nuke. I can just stand in the nuke because of the invincibility field. I do lose the planetary, but I do fight these guys right here. Yeah, the invisibility field. So I have to right click. You can see I'm microing so heavily here. I have to right click each individual marine. I think I did pause. I think I pause scummed here just to right click all those marines. It's scummy, but I gotta do what it takes to win. I'm on my last life. I cannot afford to lose here. I'll have another nuke available shortly. I fight over here. I have the nuke available. Oh, I lose one of my infantry guys. That's really bad. Keep shooting. Keep making the enemies not a thing. I need vision to start. Oh, I actually don't need vision to start. I just start my orbital. I would just restart orbital command. Push in. I think I used the nuke somewhere. Yeah, it's on cooldown. It was off cooldown ago. It was off cooldown a short while ago, but now it's on cooldown again. I think I just used it here. I wasn't looking. I used it somewhere, but I didn't see where. Probably this thing, because I tried to push up here. Alright, cool. I use the airplane thing to get vision, and it turns out there's another base station here. I should capture that. Okay, attack wave coming from the north, and I know exactly how to deal with that. I'll use the nuke here. I did use the nuke. I did use the nuke there. That's why the sliver basically had no shields anymore. Okay, now I have to rush back. I have to defend this attack wave. There's a lot of guys here. There are a lot of guys here. I need to engage them with as many guys as possible. I'm actually a lot stronger. I'm at 60 supply. So I micro heavily here. I have to eat this bullet. I have to bite this bullet because this is my last life. I don't have anything anymore. I need to win. I need to win that fight. Otherwise my base is dead. Alright. Continue back here. So as I said earlier, I need to capture this here base station. This base station will allow me to get more weapons and more income. So it's just all around good. All around good to have. Of course, it's not good to get nuked, but yeah, like I said, 20 minerals each to micro those guys, not a problem. I can afford that. It's easier to lose hundreds of minerals on replacing or on microing in microtransactions. That is to replace thousands of minerals when you lose the units. So just micro them. 12 seconds. 10 seconds to activate control of this base station. And now it's here. I start the upgrade right away. I have a nuke ready actually. Wonder when they use it. Okay, attack wave incoming. Ah, I think I know where I'll use it. Alright, I positioned my forces here so as to intercept the enemy. And attack this shard at the same time. So I'll wait for them to come in here. And then I'll drop... Yeah, I don't care about the nuke. I'm invincible. Alright, I dropped the laser thing here. And I right click all the banshees. And then right click the hybrids. And then the Viking. The abomination, the abominator, or a dominator. Ooh, that was a tight spot. The dominator was able to right click on that base station, but not before it was able to delete the enemy. You can see once again the enemy has turned, or the ally has turned to an enemy, but that's fine. I have nothing aggressive there. All I have to do is just right click the shard. Uh oh, do not get in lava. And you can see I'm microing heavily. That's fine for me. As I said, I'm at max supply anyway. So I don't need anything much here anymore. So just micro normally. Last shard time, baby. Alright, activate another base station. Once again, gain invincibility. Activating the base station just to the right of that. This is one from earlier. This is one that's just now. Okay. Then my ally is no longer my enemy. This is good. I have a nuke ready. Oh, that's very ominous. That nuke target there is very ominous because I think that's exactly where I'll use my own nuke to intercept this attack force. Ideally, perfectly, so that the whole thing is gone. It's just a hybrid remaining. That's beautifully targeted. I take out the enemy base as well as the enemy attack wave. Now it's a free walk to this last shard where I now have the last set of abilities available. I think I do have the last set of abilities available. Yeah, I have this laser ability which deals so much. You can see it just zaps them down so quickly. This would be pretty helpful for the last base or last shard. Activating another base station because why not? Why not make yourself more powerful when you have the option? All right, here it comes. Use the laser and run my guys in. All I have to do is right click this thing, and it's over. We win. Alright, we live for another day, or at least another round of the Gauntlet. We're gonna have 9 mutators. My goodness. Let's do it. Let's go to round 9. First production structure started. I start with the gateway. I probably should have started with Stargate if had I known that was an option. I could have taken these gases, but I know for a fact that the Zergan is too close. That will definitely one-shot. I don't know if this other gas was safe. It might have been, but I don't want to take that risk. And you can see that I went for a Nexus first here. Again, when you warp in units, when you warp in charges, they appear on top of the Nexus as the unit type that you selected. Oh, that was eloquent. Oh, okay. The mothership got lit right away, so that was probably the tearing sky. Anytime you get damaged, there's a chance that you will just become not a thing. That's probably what happened to Selendis here. So now, yeah, now that I have a gateway, I can now from here select these 2 units from the Nexus. Okay, from here I use Selendis, the unit, the Zealot, and a derp to fight these guys, make them not a thing, and buy time for this Nexus here to finish warping in. I just kind of dance around them, try to make them not a thing. Okay, mothership is out once again, and I think, do I activate it here? I might activate the Purifier Beam here. Anyway, the Stargate is out. I'm trying to get to the my strategy is to get the Void Ray charges. I want the Void Ray charges because they're secondary forms. So each charge here has a primary and a secondary form. The primary form is their unit type. The secondary form is their top bar type. More on that later. When you summon a unit in its unit type, basically you get that unit. You can summon it when its Selendis form is on the field. That's a lot to explain. Yeah, I apologize. Nexus Coop is a lot of learning. There's a lot of concepts here that are probably foreign to even regular co-op players like myself. I had to learn what Selendis does before actually being able to play Selendis. There's a lot of reading, there's a lot of learning to do. But basically, you have 2 forms of Selendis. The ground unit Selendis and the air unit Selendis. When you use the ground unit Selendis, all the top bars, all the 4 top bars on this left side will become its unit type. And the 4 top bars on the right side will become their top bar type. When you use the air form Selendis, it's flipped the other way around. The units on the right side will become their unit type, and those on the left side will become their top bar type. So Selendis just whacking this Nexus. Now that there are no more units here, I can just take this gas. That's very important because I need gas to accrue more Void Ray charges. So you can see I've gotten the first structure to produce Void Rays. That is, let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to produce. Yeah, you can see this Nexus has a big old circle on top of it. The second Nexus has a big old circle on top of it. You can see there's a Void Ray. There's a Void Ray here, signifying that there's a charge of a Void Ray. Now, I can use it in its top bar form. You can see there's a laser thing here that tells me that there's 1 charge of Void Ray available. And what that Void Ray charge does, it basically shoots down a Purifier Beam from the sky and does tremendous damage to everything it touches that enemy owns. That's important. I want to get 3 of these Nexus to provide Void Ray charges, and the last one to be an Oracle charge. The Oracle is basically my scan. My strategy here is scan and use my lasers to stop them and just stay alive. Very simple. Not to say it's easy, but conceptually it's very simple. Stay alive, use your Void Ray charges. And you see now that I've warped in the mothership, Selendis is the mothership, these Void Rays are their unit forms. So I can actually make more, I can use those Void Rays as units. See these Nexus, they have overcharge, they can shoot. Another benefit to having these Nexus just on the field. I warp in Selendis as her ground forms, and I can see these Void Ray charges are the top bars, are their top bar form. And I can see the hardened well is gone. No more units are beside the the hybrids, now they are no longer reducing damage to a maximum of 10. Alright, now I have an Oracle, or at least I have Oracles warping in. As soon as I have an Oracle charge, I'll use it, you'll see me use the strategy. So yeah. Ooh. Okay. I use the, okay, and now I have a charge of Oracle. I think I'll defend first. But the thing is, I'll just attack this far northwest shard. Similar to what I've been doing earlier, reverse clearing. So just clear out as much as I can. They will deal damage, but yeah, those zealots are all basically one hit away from being not a thing. I just clean them out. Let Selendis ground form deal with this last two hybrids. Okay, you can see it. So I use the Oracle here to provide vision. That's a scan, and now I just drop these lasers. So these first ones wasn't enough. I use this top bar to right click or to just target that void shard, and now it's gone. So that's basically the strategy. That's the long and short of it. I use scan, I use lasers, and I stay alive. I do those three things, I win. Second one gone. Okay, I use a scan. Now I drop more void ray charges here. This is so busted. That's the fourth one gone. Now there's only one thing left. This last one. All I have to do is stay alive until then, use enough lasers on it, and it's gone. We're moving on to round 10. Warp in the mothership. Need to use the plant cracker. Not very effective. I got tearing the sky. That thing that just allows the enemy to have a chance to just one-shot you. A small chance, but still a chance. If there are enough of them, the chance will definitely be taken. Okay, Selendis. I just warp in. You can see I use the ground units here as units because Selendis is also ground form. So I just use the power of so many units to overwhelm the enemy, even through their shields. Or even through their hardened shields. Yeah, okay. I believe this is enough charges. I might just go for it. I might just right-click everything. So this shard. Oh yeah. Vision provided by the Oracle. All my lasers used. I just right-click on there. I see that it might not be enough, but it is. I charge my forces in, but it is enough. There it is, guys. We got around 10 of Nexus Coop. Solo Nexus Coop. My goodness. This is actually insane. These commanders and this map are insane. Alright, let's move on. Round 10, I go in a Stet Boy with a similar strategy to last time. Stay alive, drop the science facility on these void shards, snipe them, and win. So I have another resource here, some sort of Zerg resource, some DNA. But you can see I got another Nexus Coop mutation. I would very much like to veto it. This Googleation apparently makes your hero units really weak unless they're beside a non-hero friend. So you can't hero solo with this Mutator on. So the way I want to do this is I just want to rush the hatchery. To build a hatchery, you need to select the SCV, advanced structure, and then hatchery. Then go through your Zerg tech to unlock these upgrades over here. Stet Boy's in. He apparently here comes the cute Stet man. Nice. Okay, Mecha Hatchery is done. Now I can produce the spawning pool to allow myself to get the first upgrade. Again, the spawning pool, everything produces via the SCVs. Spawning pool on the way. Spawning pool is done. Artifact Experiment Bench is researching. Also, this first research from the Engineering Bay. I just get these Engineering Bay and Artifact Experiment Bench upgrades. For the first top bar, I just deploy the first top bar to get myself static defense. That's it. Those guys are static defense. I use Stet Boy to kind of draw the enemy into my siege tank and make that not a thing. Now, the way I go on offense is using this here science facility ability, dropping it somewhere on the map, specifically this spot, to enable the copyright attack. So right click down, you see these EX 2019 Terracine Harvesters, just nuke. They literally just spam nukes on wherever it is that you target. Just keep dealing damage, and making this entire shard not a thing. So that's the strategy. That's the strategy. Stay alive, drop the science facilities on the main objectives, and watch them just win the game for you. Now the important part is stay alive because I'm on one base. I'm basically on one base. I drop a third set of static defense here. So right click down the enemies, make them not a thing, and down they go. Second science facility is available. It's about to get real, guys. I'll drop it here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're doing this. We're just spamming it. Apparently, this science facility itself is invincible. It doesn't get destroyed. The enemy can target all they want, but it doesn't go down. So it just keeps spawning these EX 2019 Terrazine Harvesters. They fly close to the Void Sliver, they explode, and they take the sliver with them. That's insane. All I do is, yeah, put these harvesters close to the harvester or to the sliver. It becomes not a thing. Act now or we're lost. Lyrak's like, act now or we're lost. Attack wave coming in. It's a big one. Liberators this time. We gotta right click down the Liberators so that they don't deal that much damage. I probably could be making Zerglings at this point. Would be better for me, but the Hardened Shield is really coming in for Amon here. My units cannot right click anything. They cannot focus fire down the units on the side. Now that's an advantage that the other guy has. Their Stepin is dead. Remember to revive him ASAP. Drop more guys here. We gotta just eat away, chip away at these enemies. Make them not a thing. Apparently I'm just not remembering to remove my overdudes. Overdudes, move! Come on, don't die! Okay, eventually move it. After the bunker goes down though, that's unfortunate. There's a lot of fire here though. Scorched Earth is a thing. So now, I wait until Setboy revives. And when he does, just call him down. So it's, yeah. Congratulations, you won a lovely Stetman! Alright, the cooldown, thankfully, the cooldown for the space station, the science facility is unaffected. So I can resume the offense once it's a bit. I'll drop it right here. Once again, go for the reverse clear. Alright. Terrazine Harvester. Go. Copyright attack. Come on. Make Amon not a thing using your copyright. Copyright Amon's not a thingness. It's Oblivion Express. Sliver's at 2400 health. That 1800 health. It will eat another nuke to the face. Or shields, I guess. Now it's not 800 health. 170. It's going down. It's going down. Oh yeah, down it goes. Alright. Third one down. 2 more. And we're able to end this game on a victory. We might go to round 11. I've never been to round 11 of the Mutation Gauntlet Challenge before. Especially on my own. The Nexus Coop commanders are really something else. I can just solo stuff on my own. Just, this map is so crazy for this type of challenge. Attack wave coming in. Let's speed up a bit so that attack wave hits. Okay, that's a lot of Liberators and Banshees. They're tearing through my defense, pun intended. I need some sort of splash to deal with that. Oof. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit rough. I don't have any static defense, or I don't have any terror units at my disposal other than the call down bunkers. And I don't have enough gas to produce a lot of Zerg units. So that's a bit tough. That is a bit of a rough one. But the hybrid does go down. And we play on. We continue on. We produce some units. And wait for the copyright attack to once again be available. Alright, copyright attack is almost available. Attack wave's on the way. I produce a couple more hatcheries. Alright, here it comes. We're gonna whack these here Void Slivers. Make them absolutely nothing. Just completely destroy them. Before the attack wave hits. That was gonna be painful for Amon. He's gonna feel this. He's definitely gonna feel this one. Now I have 3 of those science vessels. Uh-oh, here comes the steps of betrayal. siege tank are shooting at my own guys, I just make the enemies, or my allies, Mothership Core not a thing. Fourth one gone. Okay, here comes the attack. That's a lot of battlecruisers. That's so many battlecruisers. My guys had no chance. Oh, dude. Oh, dude, say it in. So, I called down another set of bunkers, but that's not gonna do anything against. That's not gonna do anything against this many battlecruisers. I think Stet Boy might have been great until it's time for the straight up fight with this many battlecruisers. That's probably it. My base is dying. There's one shard remaining. That's so unfortunate. That last shard would have given me the ticket to round 11 for the first time ever. But yeah, this many battlecruisers. I think my mistake here is using the copyright attack on this shard. The mistake here is that I used the copyright attack on the expansion shard. I think I should have used it on the close shard, so that the nuke boys would take the enemy attack along, that would take away the enemy attack wave alongside them, and this is game over, which kind of fits with the Stet Boy thing. So yeah, I did reach round 10 of the Mutation Gauntlet challenge on Nexus Coop. Caveat: I did slow down the game on round 8. I did slow down the game on round 8, then the stalled 0-1. But on all the other runs, I did not slow it down. That was regular speed, bit of pause coming, but regular speed, and that was just the Nexus Coop guys being Nexus Coop guys. They're really strong. But anyway, guys, if you want to play this game mode, go to the arcade, look up Nexus Coop, and just play it. The commanders take a lot of learning, but they're really strong once you get to know them. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea for what else you do, please leave that in a comment. I'll see you guys next time.